blood safety begins right from voluntary blood donation. A voluntary donor who is honest in giving answers to the blood bank is most important factor in blood safety. After he donates blood, we test the blood for various diseases which can be transmitted from blood from a donor to a patient. These diseases are HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, malaria, and syphilis. These diseases, they are screened by various methods. ELISA is a commonly used method which detects antibodies against the disease. So if a donor is infected with a disease, he will develop antibodies after a certain period of time. In between this time, if he donates blood, ELISA might miss that test. But in case we do additional tests like nucleic acid test, which we are doing at Jankalyan, it will directly catch the virus which has caused the disease, and any donor who is in window period, who has not developed these antibodies yet, will also be detected as positive, and such blood will be avoided from giving to the patient. This is how we achieve additional safety related to these diseases. If any of these diseases gets transmitted to the patient, it can endanger the life of the patient.
When a patient needs blood, he actually requires a certain blood component. Earlier, there was no alternative but to give whole blood to the patient, as blood was collected in glass bottles and it was impossible to separate the blood components. Now, separation of blood components has become possible. Therefore, it has been possible to transfuse the necessary blood components to the patients and avoid injecting unnecessary and troublesome components. According to modern medical science, it is beneficial for the patient's health to get blood components as per their requirement. Naturally, the whole blood concept is becoming outdated now. Transfusion of necessary blood components does valuable contribution in speedy recovery of patients.
It is very important that the patient's blood group is verified before giving any blood components to the patient. So patient's blood sample is sent to the blood bank, blood group is verified, and only then blood component is selected for transfusion. It looks very simple, but actually we have to do many small tests before giving the blood to the patient. Cross-grouping and cross-matching. There are two tests which are done. Cross-matching is something similar to what is going to happen in the patient's body after blood is given. It is simulated or imitated inside the blood bank laboratory. If that test is compatible, that is, if the test conveys to us that this blood is suitable to the patient, only then such blood can be transfused. Even if the blood group of donor and patient is the same, still we have to do complete cross-matching. This is for ensuring safety of the patient.
Many patients having low immunity, example, patients undergoing chemotherapy, organ transplant patients, newborn babies, fetus needing blood, etc., can suffer from serious health problem due to pestilential white blood cells, or they may suffer from serious graft versus host disease. Radiation of blood components means nullifying the pestilent white blood cells from the donor's blood. The Jankalyan blood bank has the blood irradiator instrument required for this purpose. Radioactive elements like cobalt, cesium, etc. are used in blood irradiator. Before issuing the blood to needy patients, these blood components are irradiated to ensure blood transfusion safe and error-free. The working of the blood bank is completely computerized to ensure zero error at every level of documentation, and barcoding is used successfully. Blood components that have crossed the expiry date are removed from the stock. They are stored at a separate place before the tests are conducted, and contaminated blood is separated and destroyed immediately. All this is done with a special care. In addition to this, all these processes are standardized as per the quality management system norms to ensure quality control at every step. In addition to routine activities, Jankalyan Rakta Pedhi organizes training of doctors and nurses in various hospitals on safe blood transfusion besides conducting quality blood tests. The only objective of this blood processing is to provide safe and secured blood and blood components to the patients so that they can recover fast and live a healthy life.